Long, long ago, in the southern third, if you will, or so, of what we would now call India, there was a great drought. Rain had not fallen in a very long time. Crops were dying in the fields. Dust was blowing off the roads, and even the mighty tamarind trees were showing shriveled leaves and touching their branches to the ground. The Rishi, the sage, Agastya, saw what was happening to the people he loved dearly. He began to pray fervently to Brahma for advice, for assistance. And in a vision, Brahma came to him and said, "Go ye to the Mount Kailasa, the mountain of Shiva's home, and from the melting ice waters there, collect a potful and bring it back to the hills of Coorg. And there you will pour the pot out and start a mighty river." Well, the Rishi packed up his loincloth and a covered cloth and a very large pot with a handle and kind of a funnel top. And he started the long trek, for it is a long, long way from the high hills of Coorg, and as I said, about two-thirds of the way down from the Himalayas. He made that trip on foot. And oh, his feet were sore, his body ached, his eyes were red from the dust of the road. He had very little rest. But he made his way up to Mount Kailasa, amongst the lands of the King Himivan, in the Himalayas, in the mountain of Shiva. And there he found the ice water dripping and falling, cooling, and he filled up the pot and laboriously made his way back to the hills of Coorg. But when he got to the spot approximately where he started from, he began to look around. And this pot was heavy. He had been carrying it, and he wanted to inspect the location. So he looked down the road, and there was a small child playing in the dirt in ragged clothing. And he said, boy, come here." "Yeah, what do you want?" Old guy, raggedy beard, not dressed enough. He said, "Go, don't you worry about that. You just pay attention. Come here." And the boy made his way over. He said, "Hold it." And the Rishi said, "Hold this." The boy took the handle of the pot. And Rishi said, "Now don't spill it. Don't joggle it about. Just hold it steady." And then he turned his back and he began to look. And he's like, "Well, no, this is too rocky. And too much dirt here. And that'd be too tight a channel." Meanwhile, the boy, with a suspiciously familiar wicked little gleam in his eye, wandered a bit, kind of following behind, and then just kind of sidled over and set the pot down and moved off. Down the road back to his own business, one assumes. Well, after a while, Agastya thought, that boy's being mighty quiet. So he turned around and he looks, and there's the pot just sitting there on a kind of precarious spot. And no sooner had he looked than a crow came hurtling out of the sky and landed on the edge of the pot. Now the crow did what crows do. Looking in the pod and looking at the Rishi, fluttering his wings a little bit. And Augustus said, "Oh no, don't you And the crow spread his wings, and he flapped his way off, and the pot tipped over. And there it spilled, and there a mighty river began to flow out of the rocks, spreading out over the dry lands, encouraging the growth of green crops and plants and trees and whatever else not, spreading all the way across the southern third of the peninsula. "Oh no," said Augusta, "that can't be right." And the crow, still fluttering in the air, changed. And the broad wings became broad ears, and the mischievous glint of an elfin-headed god we know as Ganesh. Ganesh said, "You were taking too long. This had to get done, and you needed a little push. But, were you the boy?" "Yes." "But take heart, Augusta, for you have succeeded. Look, the river goes from here in Quark all the way, well, you probably can't see from here, but all the way to the Bay of Bengal. And it spreads out and it feeds many, many people and many creatures and many plants. Congratulations on your accomplishment. It has been a pleasure to work with you." And so it is that amongst the Tamil speakers and others of southern India, it is well known the story of the Rishi Augusto, who was so preoccupied with finding a space to pour his pot that he didn't recognize Ganesh hovering at his side. Thank you.